you. Just you, alright? Koanli, can I just say how much I appreciate your work? Like, oh my god. You make me so happy every time I open up your comics. It's insane. I just finished episode 7 of One Before Zero. Stop being so good at this! Mild spoilers for those who haven't read Koanli Nights. Phenomenal web series. Highly recommend it. Go watch it. Go read the entire thing. Episode 13 came out relatively recently. Read it, and then read the other stuff that they have. It's amazing. The fact that you were able to pull off so much in so little time impresses me greatly. You give us a bit of an insight into Arena's whole character. She's a little bit goofy, which I love. She's self-conscious to a degree. She wants this job and takes pride in her abilities. All of these are good things. She's very good at what she does, as she should be. Stop making me fall in love with this thick chick. Jesus Christ. Next, Devin, the receptionist guy. Initially, I thought he was just going to be a one-off character. But after reading episode 7, I have other ideas. His design is quite simple. I do like his jacket. It gives me Monokuma vibes from Danganronpa, and I love that. Jacques. Oh, my sweet baby boy Jacques. Okay. With him, I've brought this up in the comment section of each episode. I relate with Jacques so much. He's nervous. He wants to do the best he can. He's kind, and I love him. And he and I have a similar taste in women. Good on ya. I love seeing him every time. I really, really want to see where this story goes. Next, we have the director. Director Himada. I brought this up in the comments on both TikTok and your comic. Her design is exceptional. I love the use of this almost burning white that you use with her design. The monochrome of her whole outfit fits very nicely. And obviously, I think, where was it? I think it was episode 4 or 5, where we meet the comas, the artificial life forms that act as guards for the cradle. With that scene where we are introduced to them for the first time, and director Himada talks about them and manipulates one of them in such a way like that, it made me a little uncomfy in a good way. Always a good way. I was not expecting a lot of the shit. It's surprising to see where her design is, and really where I'm very excited to see where she goes in terms of her design continuing onwards, as well as her character development. I am excited to see her intentions and how they are played out. Lozu. Oh, you scary motherfucker. Lozu initially just gave me, he's a fun, cute kid. He's a goofy little character. He's kind of fun. I can dig it. And then we get to the cradle. How many pages was the cradle chapter? Wow, I'm tired. 6 to 9 pages? You made me scared of a child, and then reinforced that in the next episode? Stop it. By that I mean, obviously keep going. I love this. This is phenomenal. Overall, I am in love with your work, and I am very proud to be able to read it myself and give you the feedback that I want to. Because it's amazing how much you have done. And I'm only halfway through, and you're still making more. You are great. More power to you. Keep up the phenomenal work. I'm excited to see more. Thank you, Koanli. Here's to many more chapters in our work together. Koanli, I'm back, and this time we're talking about everything past episode 7 to episode 13 until episode 14 releases and I get to read that. That's going to be fun. So far, fantastic. Genuinely fantastic. I love the way you write this entire thing. It is phenomenal. There are a couple pointers that I should give you. The lore is not very expounded upon because you and I have the same fear of once we start talking about our lore, we won't be able to stop talking, and that'll bore the reader. I understand that. A couple of ideas that I have that might be able to help you. Number 1, get a lore document, just like our Google Doc, and write down all the lore that the reader is going to need. Number 2, make an exposition chapter. Just a whole chapter dedicated to, hey, here's how the world works. enjoy. Outside of that, I don't think I have anything to fix. So let's get down to the characters again. So last time we started off with Ari, and we're going to start off with her again. When we meet back with Ari, we get to look into her whole mentality and her, I believe we look into her fear, as well as what she wears during her workout. And God, oh, the depiction of why she is a fight or flight creature and her mentality and thought process behind why she runs, oh, it's very smart. The way she is written to be exceptionally smart and to know not to run in certain situations, as well as how to deal with some of these kids that she meets up with for their therapy and learning them, as well as trying to help them, is written perfectly. We do get more Jacques and Ari cuteness, which I fucking adore. When Ari treats or starts working with the two new members of Timeout that we have met with, that being Wolf King Irony, and she is written so smartly. She's written to be very intelligent, which is part of her character, and you do a phenomenal job at that. And it goes to show that you did your research on how to do this sort of therapy situation with these kids, with Wolf King Irony, and treating him just like a puppy, because that's what he is. Treat him like the animal that he is, but also make sure that you are human enough to treat him like a kid. He's alive and he's sentient, but you also need to understand that he is more animalistic than any of the other kids that we've met so far. Then you have Kane. Oh boy, Kane. We'll talk about his issues, but holy shit. Let's go back to the main cast. You gave me more of my sweet baby boy, my good boy Jacques, and learning that he sleeps in until noon and sleeps underground because he's a honey badger is fucking hilarious to me, and just makes me want to hug him. And then you drop the bomb that he's 6'7" but slouches. Oh, you made him 5 inches taller than me, and it makes me a little bit mad, but I just want to hug him more. Yeah, girlfriend even says she wants to hug him. His mentality and calmness towards Irony, Wolf King Irony, and that just goes to show how truly composed he can be in situations like this. He knows he's safe. He knows he can do what he can. And dropping the bomb that he is a fucking honey badger while Wolf King Irony is trying to impose the will of the alpha on him is very funny. Listen, buddy, you're not gonna be able to use that mind control stuff on me. Like I said, I'm not a wolf. I'm a honey badger. Cute motherfucker. Devin Hunter, Devin Hunter is so unbelievably cold. I feel like he might get written to become like some form of tsundere sort of character, which is hilarious if that does happen, and creates a love triangle between the nervous puppy dog of Jacques and the oblivious psychologist of Ari. I think that's going to be hilarious. If it doesn't turn out that way, I'm okay with that. There's nothing wrong with not doing that. Revealing that he's a vulture, as well as a quote-unquote hunter that pisses off Wolf King Irony, is genuinely something to think about. Because that dropped some of the lore for me that, oh, you can tell what kind of chimera they are based on the marks under their eyes or some of their physical depictions. So I now know, for when reading later, who is what kind of chimera, at least out of shark, dinosaur, and bird. We didn't get any Director Himada past episode 7, which is a little disappointing, but I have a feeling that she is going to be brought back in a greater sense. Okay, let's talk about Lozu for a bit. Dropping the fact that Lozu is a 2% dinosaur as well as Viking hunter is so strange. So he's the great-grandson of Houdini. He's a dinosaur chimera. He's the descendant of Viking hunters? And we find out the reason why he's called White Patch by Director Hamada. The reason being, he has a genetic condition that gives him superpowers and that gives him a patch of glowing white hair underneath his hair on the back of his head. That's so... okay. There's a lot to go over with Lozu, and some of it might not be true, and some of it might be completely factual. Because this little motherfucker lies! We started talking about Wolf King Irony, let's talk about him. With the way Ari talks with Irony and treats him is like a wild animal. Like a wolf in captivity. He was put into a cage that was too small for him, which made him aggressive. And since Wolf King Irony is the reason why Jacques is missing, 2 fucking fingers on one hand, is because Jacques smiled. The psychology behind wolves that you use in your writing here is great for Wolf King Irony, because I think you designed it that way, and if you didn't and just did your research afterwards, so fucking what? It's written perfectly. He's written to be a puppy that's a little too big. He's written to be a effectively Chihuahua syndrome, but can kind of back it up. There's not much I can say about him. I think the biggest mystery here is definitely director Hamada and Lozu. Those are the 2 biggest questions that I have right now. Kane Sugawara. If his first name isn't pronounced Kane, I don't care. You gave him a Japanese last name, so I'm calling him Kane Sugawara. Kane's mentality is so unbelievably fucked. For only being an 8-year-old, his mentality is so completely destroyed. The way he's written is a kid who has been forced into this thought process of, I have to be perfect. If I'm not perfect, I'm not good enough. And if I'm not perfect and what I make isn't perfect, even though I hate being seen by people, I hate being the center of attention, so I have to be perfect in order to stay out of the center of attention. And then I have to be perfect when I'm not in the center of attention. I have to be perfect always. If I'm not perfect, then I lose my goddamn shit and I kill people. And then when I kill them, I realize I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I'm alone and I hate it and it makes me angry. And it's just this perpetual cycle of being constantly angry. Oh my God, Koanli, my friend, don't make me hurt for an 8-year-old who's been fucked over. The resolution to Kane's second issue in episode 13 is heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. And I love the fact that we get a scene where he just gets comforted. He just gets a hug. Sometimes that's all you need, especially for a child. Sometimes a kid just needs a hug. And I'm not gonna lie, I have said this in the comments. God, I want to hug Ari so bad. She's so cute. I want to give her a hug. Tell her she's doing a good job. So much happened that I can't explain without spoiling everything, that I'm just gonna say, go read them. Read up on the wonderful characters of Wolf King Irony and Kane Sugawara. They are written phenomenally. I think Kane is one of the strongest contenders for painful writing in this book so far. Lozu gets even more intimidating and we get more lore into him. We learn a bit more about the world through just context, which would have been nice at the start, but it's fine. We get more Jacques and Ari being super cute. We get Devon, the exceptionally cold-hearted and cold-minded person, and it's so good. Highly recommend. Only issues, lore. That's it. Those can easily be fixed. I am excited for the next chapter. I don't know when the next chapter is coming out because I'm not part of that team, but I am very, very excited for chapter 14 when that drops. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna go read Bite Me. I heard that one of the things about Bite Me had to get removed because it was too spicy, which sucks. But I would love to read that super spicy version at some point if I could get my hands on it. Anyway, my name is Michaelios K. You can call me Scott, Sam, or Mike, whichever you prefer. And this is my official declaration that I would like to voice either Devon or Jacques. or maybe a different character entirely. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Koanli, for creating a wonderful piece of art. And we'll see you guys around, alright?